Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to give you a little November nail art tutorial. So this is what I had, how I painted my nails last week. Just this simple kind of fall-y orange color, which I think is really beautiful. So I can get this light better here. There you go. And I used this palette that I got from Amazon. It's Hello Solid Nail Gel, and it's by Calorini Pro Artist, and you need a UV light with it. I've been kind of practicing with this for a bit, so you can kind of see where I've been dipping into it, but this is the color that I have on my nails. So, I like it because it's kind of like a paint palette, and I took this kind of goldish color here and outlined all my nails. I started with my non-dominant hand because I figure if I can do the nail art on my non-dominant hand, I can definitely do it on, or my dominant hand, I'm sorry. I can definitely do it on my non-dominant hand. And this is this sort of the flower design that I went with. Kind of fall-y, a little berries. And then on my thumb, there we go. So, yeah, there we go. Now we're going to focus. I just did a little branch, some berries, a couple white highlights. So, I'm going to walk you through the process on this hand. If I can get everything close enough. Put that there. Now, what I found to be the trick is keeping my brushes clean and I guess wet is the thing. And I have a little shot glass that I use full of alcohol, and then I have a little tiny cap of regular nail polish remover that I've been using. I have to find something that I can clean my brushes with better because they tend to be sticky and hard after sitting in my little brush thing. Like, here, I'll show you, like this one here. So there's got to be something out there. I'll have to look online. Then I have my little nail lamp, and it's so basic. It came with probably my first set of Macart nail kit, and it works perfect. I like it. What I found with the left hand is that, you know, obviously this is not perfect. I'm not a nail artist. Okay, I'm just an average person trying to put a little nail art on my nails. So if you're just an average person like me, this is gonna help you as well. So, you know, it's not perfect. I have tons of imperfections, but I found that you can kind of clean it up as you go along, and curing each nail as you go along also helps too. So I'll start out, see if I can get a little closer. Alright, hopefully I can keep my hand in that spot. So I'll start out and I'll do a couple, and then I'll just do the rest and kind of speed through it. But once you see one or two, you'll get the point. So, okay, so hopefully I can do this so you'll be able to see it. And we're just going to paint around, and it's also painting around. Can you see that? That, maybe? No. How's that? Yeah. Also painting around will kind of help any little chipping or wearing that you've got at this point. Maybe a little bit of the growth, so you get an extra week out of your nails, which for me is always important. I hate to waste product. And if you have so far I've done not too bad, but if you have like any little like big areas, you can cover that up with flowers, or you can take a little brush with some alcohol on it and clean it up. Now I will say that with this sort of glittery polish, it will leave a glitter residue behind, and you may have to paint over that. And there we go, the first one's done. Now I've got a little bit of side cleanup to do. So I'm just going to take this little brush and go in here, clean that up. See if I can clean this up a little bit too. There, first nail done. Just gonna All right, so first step is done. Stick that back in there. Next step is to do the flower now. So I'm gonna get my brushes. Okay, so to do the flower now, I start out by doing, let's see, what did I do? 3 dots? Yeah, 3 dots for the flowers, and do it on my middle finger, like my other hand. And I just use my little dotting tool, and I'll go into this olive green. You really have to get it in there. And let's see, I've got one. So it looks like I put one here. Okay, there we go. One here. And don't worry about any kind of spillage over. It's not a big deal. Put one here. And then we'll put one here. So these are basically our flower centers. Clean that off. So we'll just use that one time. And then I can use this guy here to just clean up these little splats. You're going to paint over this anyway, so it's not a big deal. And if you're a perfectionist like me, you can just go back in a little bit there. We're going to put a top coat over this again, so don't worry about any kind of areas. If you see like this looks a little dull, don't worry about it. It's going to be fixed. All right, now here's my little brush. Give me 2 seconds. I need to get all that glitter off. It's hard to get the glitter polish off the brush. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with this kind of milky, creamy white color to do my petals. So again, I'm gonna get a liberal amount on my brush, and we'll start down here. Just put it on. Just push down the brush a little bit and then pull it. Now, on the other hand, I wish I had not been so liberal with the petals, because I didn't give myself enough room to do much in between. So this time I will do that. Push out. And this, you know, you still have time here to sort of play around with the petals. Okay. And our first flower's done. And if you have any petals that you think are a little bit light, like this one here, you can just gently add a little bit right there. Okay. Alright, now we'll get this guy done. And then I'm going to give this a cure before we move on. Fix this one here a little bit. And some of them, if they're not perfect, you can always disguise them with leaves. Give them a little wispy top if you can. Okay. I'll give this a look here. Alright, so now we're going to go back in with our brush. And the next step will be to add some little leaves. And I'll go back in with the same green that we did the center. That's probably a little too drippy. And just add some leaves. Add a little patch here. Okay, so that's what we're looking like so far. Give that a little 30. The next thing I did is I went in with some of this kind of this beigey color here. Just did a couple little wispies. You want stuff on your brush, but you don't want your brush to be too wet. So I'm just gonna do a little wispy here. It's a good spot right there. Do a couple little in here. I feel like I want some right up in here. See if I can make that happen. No. See, and I like the fact that I can just take that off. It's perfectly fine. If I tried a different brush, maybe if I tried this long. I apologize if you hear the dog barking. Just cannot make that look right. I think I just have to give it up. And see, this is part of trial and error. I feel like something needs to go here. Alright, I think that's as good as that's gonna get. Okay, just clean that brush a little bit. We'll go back to this one. Alright, and then the next thing I added was just some little berries. And I went in with this color here, this deep wine color, which I love. And can't wait to experiment with that. Okay, so now with this, again, we're dotting. So we want to get quite a bit on the brush because you're going to just use the ends. And I'm going to give a little dot right here. Right there. Put one here. And these are kind of like little berries. And then for the last two steps, I'm going to go back in with my creamy white. Just put some little tiny dots in my berries. And I'm also going to clean up right here a little bit. Just make these petals a little bit nicer. Not so happy with that one, but I can go in and remove it. Just add a little leafy here. I don't know if I'm just trying too hard. In some respects, I think the other hand came out better. Alright, now I'm going to go in. There's like this glittery polish. I'm going to just fill the edge of my brush up here. Why don't you want to come in? There we go. And I'm just going to dot, hopefully just a little piece of glitter. there's that. All right, let's cure that really well. Okay. Go in with my top coat. I'll tell you, the person that invented gel polish had a great idea, because this is just no way you could do this with regular polish. And this is our finished product. Not terrible. Alright, let's get ready to do our beautiful thumb. Okay, so let's get this manicure finished up. And we're gonna just open up our palette again. I'll get my clean brush out. And when I take my brush out of the alcohol, I just rub it a little bit on a paper towel. Okay, now we're going to do this design. This little, here we go, kind of branchy design. So I'm going to go in with my olive green. And I'm going to start with the center. Then look at my other nail. I guess it doesn't have to be the same for both. And you should kind of be able to pull polish from that center piece. Whoops. Let's see if you can even see that. Okay, I think you can now. And I'll just pull a couple pieces up right here. Do you know something? I'm starting to think that I didn't use this brush. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. Ha! Look at that. Not sure if I clean that off. Yeah. That's good now. Okay. I think that I went in with this long skinny brush, just because it's not looking right to me. All right. So hopefully I'm in frame. Yeah. There we go. That feels better. Pick up a little bit more paint. They don't always have to be exact, but I try to get it as close as I possibly can. And if you feel like you're being a little heavy-handed, as I feel like I am being right now, just take a little break, take a little breather. Clean that up. Stick that back in water. I'll need that in a minute. Alrighty, let's see. A couple here. We'll just make a little one shoot out there. Okay. Alright. I'm going to give that a quick shot. You can tell them this is where, if you are a perfectionist, this is the hard part. And I think that's sort of the beauty of gel. So in this clip here, I'm going to do a voiceover because my camera battery died and I switched over to my cell phone, and then I didn't realize that my cell phone volume was very low and you could barely hear what I was saying. So here you see that I'm just adding, put the finishing touches on the little branch, added a little white, and now I'm just adding the berries over on the tips of the branches. A couple of the branches I do double berries, mostly just single berries. And the berries I use that really dark wine color that was on the palette. Okay, and I've got the paint cured now, and the top coat needs to be applied. Kind of looks like I'm trying to get in focus. Not sure what I'm doing. What are you doing, Janice? There we go. Now we're starting to. There we go. All right, now I'm in focus. So this is the finished product. And there's the thumbs together. I think they look pretty decent. There we go. I think I was having a hard time getting my hands in the same area. And then I also showed the two middle fingers as they are together. So I know that this has been a very long tutorial. And oh, here we go, the hands together again. I know it's been a very long tutorial. I've tried not to cut out too much just because this is supposed to be for the novice. This video is not necessarily for somebody that has a whole ton of experience. So I wanted to make sure that I included as much information as possible. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it helped you get some or gain some knowledge and inspired you to try this out yourself. It is definitely possible. Again, I am not an artist. There's a lot of things that I can do. Draw is not one of them. So enjoy. I'll see you in the next video and have a great evening.